Our nation was founded by those that believed in the fight for freedom, and they followed their warrior spirit. Our nation's military fought wars on the fundamental principles of freedom, both here and abroad. It wasn't always easy or by choice, but they did it. Those that participated soon learned there was a cost to freedom.
By the early afternoon, we hit the Japs and found out where they were, and unfortunately, things got out of hand and we lost about 21 casualties, three of whom survived, and I was one of those three. It was all jungle warfare, all jungle warfare. I never saw anybody, never saw them. Basically, they saw me before I saw them, and I was trying to rescue my buddy, who was a BAR man, named Charlie Deebley. And then my tent guy, Ralph Ingerson, was trying to help me, and the second bullet that went through me hit him at the throat, and that was the end of him.
During the Vietnam War, our country was in turmoil and our soldiers were put to the ultimate test.
A warrior to me, I had many men that I was with that maybe were warriors. We were men taking care of each other, trying to get home. That's really what a lot of us were doing. We talked about that over there. What are we doing here? Because by the time we got there, I was there in 69, 70. Well, that was the time period where it was getting kind of, here they were angry about it, and they were trying, the politicians were doing whatever they could to get us out or stop it or do whatever. So we kind of realized that, a lot of us, and what we were trying to do is take care of each other.
The other two guys got hit. I wasn't hit, and they were able to get them off, but I was still pinned down between, I had people firing over me both ways. At a certain point, a guy named Bruce Magnuson came off to the right, crawled off to the right, and was able to motion to me to say I could come back. He knew what I was afraid of. I thought I was in a depression, and if I moved, I thought I'd get shot in the head. And people were warriors. People weren't macho or anything. They were warriors in defending other people because of something that was in their heart. Bruce Magnuson could have stayed back and let things happen where they did, but he thought, you know, he saw me as stuck, and he did what he could do to help me get out of harm's way.
I lost 26 of my classmates in Vietnam, and I lost one of them because he decided he was going to, one of the soldiers was stuck, you know, and he needed help, and so he decided, I'll just get up and charge those guys, and they got killed.
During the conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan, our Marines and our soldiers were pushed to their limits in a land they could not call home.
We knew that there was evil. We knew that we were going to war. And I think we became warriors. You know, I mean, it's like that definition that people say, yeah, you know, boys become men. Yeah, those days we were boys. You know, when we deployed, we were boys, and we became men after seeing what we saw, you know, for the first time. You know, you're picking up your mangled buddies off the ground. You're seeing them bleed. You're applying tourniquets that you used in training that you never thought in your life you'd have to use them.
A warrior is not the macho gang member, not the bully in school, nor the AR-15 toting hotshot with his 30-round magazine. And the uniform alone does not make one a warrior. A warrior is much more than that.
What mattered was the warrior to our left and to our right, my teammates, and bringing everyone home, and completing our mission. I mean, we were dedicated to that because my mission, our mission, if I don't flush those bad guys out, well then another U.S. force is going to come down that road and they're going to get attacked. So we had no choice. Our job was to close in and engage the enemy. Well, then that's what we were going to do. Because if I don't do it, that unit behind me that's driving to point A to pick up supply, from point A to point B to pick up supplies, somewhere in the middle, that enemy is going to attack those men. And that wasn't going to happen after my watch. And I know every one of my teammates felt the same way.
The warrior is someone that says, this is what I love. This is what I hold dear to me. This is my family. This is my country. This is my flag. This is my battle buddy. This is my faith. And if you threaten that, you are my enemy. You will not hurt what I hold dear to me. You will not hurt what I love without first crossing me.
We are less than 1% of the population that wants to protect our ideologies, our right of freedom, speech, religion. You know, we're the 10% or 1%, however you look at it, that's going to defend our nation. And those that don't wish to, or can't, or want to, but they're got other things on their plate, I do it for them because they can't do it.
I love being around warriors. There's something somewhere inside a warrior that gives them a sense of pride, teamwork, and loyalty to others within their group. They tend to lean on competence, character, honor, courage, and commitment as important values. They understand sacrifice and are willing to overcome adversity.
The person I would identify as a warrior is my former commanding officer, Ryan Cohen, a major in the Marine Corps. He is constantly looking out and doing what's best for his Marines and the people that are important to him.
You will feel fatigue, you will feel fear, you will feel happiness, you will feel regret, you will feel sadness. At the end of the day, you will continue to breathe fire. Good to go. Okay. It's going to be very challenging, but don't ever forget this. You are obligated to protect and serve the Marine on the left and right flank of you 24/7. Good to go.
I believe members of the military understand warrior spirit better than many of their counterparts. They've trained and fought as a band of brothers with a shared identity. Esprit de corps echoes in their heart chambers. And the oath they all took is the equivalent of a personal check, paid in full, up to and including their life, for a cause greater than self. Warrior spirit evokes passion and love for one's fellow man. Warrior spirit can be patient, kind, yet courageous. Even off the battlefield, we hear stories of veterans running into burning buildings or diving into swift waters to save others. There is no greater warrior spirit exhibited than at an Army-Navy game, college football's purest rivalry. I've seen glimpses of the warrior spirit when the national anthem is sung proudly, the flag unfurled majestically.
It's the only game that everyone's playing in it. They're willing to die for everyone who's watching it.
Or when taps are played as a final tribute to a fallen comrade.
Mike was one that liked the challenge, like SEALs, 75% dropout. Oh no, I can do that. And that's what he was just like that. And then one day he said to me, Mom, you know, I said, oh, you could be a teacher, you could be a lawyer, you can do anything you want, you're so smart. And he said to me, Mom, there's bullies in the world and I feel like I have to do this.
He was just so proud to serve his country and to be a Marine. So his country, the Corps, it was just something that he had instilled in him. And I really don't know the answer because he really never told me. We're all going to die someday, but how many of us can die knowing we loved what we did? And this is Ronnie.
Warrior spirit not only remembers those that made the ultimate sacrifice, it appreciates all that have served honorably and risked their lives for the greater good.
What we can learn from those with the warrior spirit is just they provide us an example of what courage is, what selflessness is, and they show us how we can fight no matter what happens.
And there are those that didn't have to join the military to become a warrior. Warrior spirit is a journey. For some, it's a story about love. For others, a story of survival. Despite obstacles along the way, warrior spirit overcomes what seemingly is insurmountable. For some, the scars are deep, but from adversity also comes strength. It's a walk that embodies the character traits of real heroes.
A warrior is someone who puts others before themselves in all circumstances. Warriors live by ethos and moral codes that encompass bravery, courage, kindness, loyalty, and love. Warriors consistently demonstrate this regardless of their circumstances in all walks of their life, whether on the battlefield or off the battlefield.
Warrior spirit may be hard to define, but you will know it when you have it. Just ask a soldier, an airman, a sailor, or a Marine, and then you can thank them.
Thank you to all who have answered the call to service throughout our nation's history. Thank you to those in uniform, and thank you to your families. We're the nation and military we are today because of the legacy of honor our veterans created for us. The cost of freedom has been paid by those who have served, are serving, and will continue to be paid by the generations to follow us. Again, thank you. It's an honor to serve as the 21st Chief of Staff of the United States Air Force.